Imagine having more energy, more clarity, and more time for the things that truly matter in your life. What if investing in your well being wasn't about avoiding burnout, something most of the time isn't on our radar until we're in it, but about unlocking your full potential where the gains are high because you're prioritizing yourself? Because the real return on investment is a life of balance, success, and fulfillment. Today, I want to talk to you about how prioritizing your well being has the potential to create the energy, clarity, and focus you need to thrive in your personal and professional life. Why investing time and energy into yourself doesn't just have costs, it has the potential to pay back in increased productivity, confidence, and balance, and how moving from overwhelm to empowerment has the potential to transform the way you approach life's challenges, enabling you to reclaim control of your time, energy, and joy. Hello, I'm Leslie Gadet. I am a self-care strategist, and I am really excited for those of you who don't know me to tell you about this. I help high-achieving women explore ways to design systems that align with their values. And together, we work on reclaiming time and energy so you can thrive in both your personal and professional lives while staying grounded in what truly matters most. First, let's talk about how prioritizing your well being has the potential to create the energy, clarity, and focus you need to thrive in your personal and professional life. What would your life look like if you had the energy, clarity, and focus to not only meet your responsibilities, but thrive in every area? For many ambitious women in business, the daily grind often feels like an endless juggling act. Managing your clients, managing deadlines, your personal commitments, and more. And you might find yourself asking, how can I possibly give my best to everything when I'm running on empty? Now, imagine this instead. Waking up each day with a sense of purpose, feeling energized, focused to tackle your biggest priorities without the constant mental fog or the emotional strain. Picture yourself making decisions with confidence, creating meaningful connections in your personal and professional life, and having the time to nurture the things that matter most to you. This isn't just about survival, ladies. It's about fulfilling the deeper desires you have for your life, whether it's carving out more time to grow your business, whether it's having the energy to be present with your family without feeling resentful that they're taking a precious time away from you, but actually where you're all in and nurturing those bonds, or whether it's aligning your actions with your personal values, prioritizing your well being. It's really important, and it's the key that unlocks it all. The question really is, what would that version of your life mean to you? How would it feel to you to no longer just get by, but to thrive in ways you once thought were so far out of reach? When we invest in ourselves, whether through self care, coaching, or time for reflection, the return goes far beyond just physical health. It's about creating emotional resilience, mental clarity, a sense of empowerment, and the feeling of being aligned with yourself. Think of it this way. Self alignment serves as our internal compass. I've talked about this before. It guides us towards our decisions and the actions that align with our deepest values and our purpose. It helps us to stay true to ourselves, even in the face of life's complexities. Now, emotional resilience, on the other hand, acts as the map, showing us how to navigate the twists and the turns that inevitably come our way. And together, they provide the direction and the strategy to move from where we are to where we truly want to be. Now, emotional resilience, it equips you to navigate life's challenges with grace. So instead of feeling overwhelmed by setbacks, you find yourself instead bouncing back stronger. Your mental clarity allows you to focus on what truly matters at hand, cutting through the distractions, aligning your efforts with your most meaningful goals. And empowerment, it's the confidence to make decisions that honor your values and your priorities, helping you move from simply managing life's demands that come your way instead to you leading a life filled with intention and purpose. So imagine no longer being stuck in reactive mode, constantly putting out fires, and instead waking up each day feeling in control, aligned with your purpose, confident in your ability to thrive. That's the real return on investing in yourself, because it's about gaining the tools and the mindset you need to create a life where you feel fulfilled, balanced, and truly present. present. Now, take Liz, for example. Liz is a previous client of mine, and she felt overwhelmed and stuck, believing it was her responsibility to make everyone happy. This left her drained, scattered, and feeling far from her best self. She was also deeply dissatisfied with her work situation, feeling like her life was revolving around a job that she no longer loved. Through our work together, she started prioritizing her well being, which led to incredible gains, which were increased confidence, clarity about her direction, and even the energy to make bold decisions that aligned with her purpose. In her words, she said, I definitely feel healthier. I feel like the burden that was sitting heavily inside of me is much lighter now. Liz's story is just one example. The truth is, these kinds of returns are available to anyone who's willing to prioritize their well being and who's willing to put in the work, because ultimately, your results are up to you. Imagine what you could achieve with the clarity and the energy to take on your challenges with energy, focus, and confidence. You know, clarity and energy are more than just nice to haves, right? They're pillars in your foundation for achieving the life that you envision. And when you have the clarity, you can cut through the noise and focus on what matters, ensuring your efforts are aligned with your deepest values and your long-term vision. Their energy, on the other hand, is your fuel that powers you forward, giving you the stamina and the resilience to meet challenges with confidence. Now, I'm not talking about resilience where you're pushing through, because a lot of people think, oh, I'm resilient because I'm able to push through, meet deadlines. You know, I can push through, making it to the finish line, and then I can rest later. And that's not what this is about. Resilience is really about having systems in place that support you so that you can meet those deadlines, those demands, but in a different place as a whole, as your whole self, where you feel good about your life and you're not pushing through and hitting burnout. Because that is usually something that most women I have talked to didn't realize was on their radar until they were full on in burnout, and that's when they were looking for strategies, ways to get out of burnout. And unfortunately, when you get to that stage, depending on what level, if you allow it to keep going, if you're in deep, full on burnout, it can take weeks, sometimes even months for you to recover. So you want to ask yourself things like, what opportunities could I embrace if I weren't held back by exhaustion, by overwhelm, or indecision? And imagine stepping into every situation with a clear mind and steady energy levels, fully prepared to tackle whatever comes your way. Not just getting by, but actually thriving with a sense of purpose and control. Because that's what happens when you prioritize you. You're positioning yourself to operate at your best, making choices and taking action that brings you closer to the life that you desire. So, what if you could set yourself up in a way that supports you so that you have more energy to pursue your passions and to meet challenges easier than in the past? You see, energy is key to showing up fully in your personal life and your professional life. By investing in practices that replenish your energy, whether it's through the self-care, which is including setting time aside for yourself, intentional rest periods throughout your day, even using tools like mindfulness, which is the practice of being fully present in the moment without judgment or distraction, and allowing you to become more aware of your thoughts, your emotions, and your physical sensations. These in turn have the potential to help you to respond intentionally rather than reacting impulsively. And also mindfulness can support you in a way by reducing stress, improving focus and fostering emotional resilience. Whatever self-care tools that you set in motion to support you in your daily life, because again, I want to reiterate this point because I think a lot of people get caught up and hung up on the fact that self-care, they hear about morning routines and evening routines. It's really what fits your lifestyle, something that you're going to do that you like, but also something that you feel that it can become a habit for you, that all of a sudden it's not something that you have to remind yourself to do. It's something that just becomes habit for you, like journaling, maybe meditation, going for your mindfulness walk in the mornings, whatever that is. What you do is you're creating the capacity for you to not just get through your day, but to embrace your day with enthusiasm. The energy that this brings, allows you to pursue your passions, meet your challenges head on, and still have enough of that energy source left over to enjoy your life, to have that quality of life. So think about it. Like, what could you accomplish if you started every day with the energy you need to focus, create, and achieve what you set out as your tasks for that day? And then think about what it would mean to have greater alignment with your personal and your professional goals, right? Because you're setting yourself up. Alignment isn't just about achieving balance. It's about ensuring that the actions your decisions, they reflect on your values, that they directly reflect your values, I should say, and the life that you want to build. It's really important that your actions and your values, meaning your core values, really go hand in hand. When you're aligned, that's when you're going to find yourself making choices that resonate with your priorities and lead to meaningful progress. And that means no more spinning your wheels on distractions or obligations that don't serve your greater purpose. Alignment, or self-alignment, that I like to say, it gives you that confidence to say yes to what matters in the now. Remember, in the now, and no, or not right now, to what doesn't, because it's not aligned with your priorities right now, because maybe it's possibly meant for later, or not even at all. And that frees up your time and your energy for the things that truly drive you forward, as I'm going to repeat, in the now. Now, empowered decision making starts with knowing what you want, having that clarity with what's needed now, focusing on the now picture, right? Not the bigger picture, but what's happening now. And then having the confidence to pursue it and being accountable to yourself, so that when, because that's usually what happens, something that presents itself now, which is meant for later, or and that you're able to say, because it's not a fit right now, because it's not meant for this particular stage of the journey. That helps you so that you don't get distracted and you can stay on task. When you invest in your well-being, you cultivate that clarity and resilience needed to make choices that support the things you want to do with your life and to honor your values, provided that you put in the work needed to support yourself. Because again, your results are up to you. A lot of people think, oh, well, this is a promise. Yes, it is a promise that if you do the work, you're going to see results. But your results could be different from someone else. And it's just depending on what it is that you're striving for. But again, your results are up to you. So instead of reacting to life's demands, getting back to that, you are proactively shaping your path. You're ensuring your actions are purposeful. You're in alignment with your vision for your success. And that way, again, you are setting yourself up for success. Think about it this way. What would your life look like if every decision you made felt intentional and empowering, right? Think about that. How could you empower yourself to make intentional decisions that support you while also supporting your well-being, because you feel good about yourself, you feel good about your decisions, you feel good about your focus and clarity and energy, how you use your time, because you've taken intentional steps to put yourself first, to take care of you so that you can show up the best that you can. So now that we've explored how investing in your well-being has the potential to create the clarity and focus that you may be looking for, let's talk about one of the biggest misconceptions, and that is the idea that self-investment costs too much time. The reality might surprise you, but before we move on, I want to explain why I say has the potential. I kind of said it already, but the reason is simple. I can't want something more for you than you want it, and I can't make you do anything that you don't want to do. Meaning, in order for you to see results in anything that you do in life, all of that depends on the effort that you put into doing something. You have to want it for yourself, and you have to be willing to put in the time and effort to get what you want. Now, the next point I want to talk about is why investing time and energy in yourself doesn't have costs. It doesn't just have costs. It actually has the potential to pay back and increase productivity, confidence and balance, energy, better use of your time, feeling good about yourself. I mean, the list goes on and on. A common misconception is that self-investment costs time, which is true, of course, to a point, because yes, it takes time to do things. But here's my thought on this. Many women think and feel that I don't have the time to focus on myself right now when there's so much to do, when I have so much on my plate right now, that it could be selfish of me to even think about putting my needs, ahead of everything else, all of the things that are on my plate, all of my commitments. The truth is, we all lead busy lives. Some days are busier than others, but the truth is, investing in yourself gives you back far more than it takes, because when you make time for you, for self care, for looking after your well being, you have the potential of creating the conditions in your lifestyle that support you becoming more energized, more focused, using your time more efficiently, and being more productive. The result, you gain time, not just on the clock, but in the quality of your life, because you're more clear on what you want. You protect your time and energy. You have those boundaries around it and your well-being, because you are making sure that you have a hard stop to your day. You have clarity and focus. You schedule out your calendar because efficiently, because you know exactly what it is that you want to do each day, for each week, for each month, for each quarter, for each, half year, for each year. Your well-being and your focus becomes really your well-being and your focus becomes really important, because then you know that taking care of you, to show up as the best of you in everything you do, is what is going to help drive that needle forward, helping you to act at your best, right? So consider this. How often do you feel overwhelmed, drained, or distracted, unable to give your best? Think about how much time is lost when you're running on empty. But time spent on procrastinating, perhaps, binging a Netflix series, which is nothing wrong with Netflix. I love Netflix. It's probably one of my favorite apps to go on to and binge something. But what if that time spent procrastinating is where you're trying to focus, but you're failing, is because you are maybe in a burnout phase, because you have burned both ends of the candle for far too long, and it's caught up to you, right? Or imagine flipping the script, starting your day feeling rejuvenated, clear-minded, energized, ready to take on your responsibilities, with confidence. When you prioritize your well-being, in essence, putting yourself on your VIP list, just like you do for your clients, for your, the work that you do, you replace hours of inefficiency with quality, productive time that brings you closer to your personal and professional aspirations. It's not about just getting through your day, it's about thriving, right? And living quality of life. Because I've said this before. If you want to feel in control, capable of handling the demands of your day without sacrificing your energy or your well being, and you desire productivity that comes from a place of ease and not stress, and you're looking for sustainable ways to balance it all, then to achieve all of this, you're going to need to start taking better care of yourself. It's simple as that. So that you can optimize your time and your energy, so that in turn, it helps you to work smarter, not harder. So you're probably wondering where to start, right? Well, that's easy. You start by assessing where your energy is currently going. Like, where is your energy focused? Are you spending it on things that matter, or are distractions and overwhelm stealing your time? Because yes, distractions can steal our time. Remember how I said working on the things that are in the now, that align with what's going on now, instead of looking at things that are popping up and distracting you, and there maybe have been part of, like, they are on your radar because it was part of your bigger plan, but they're popping in at the wrong time because you're not working on that right now. That could be stealing your time because you're taking away your focus to what is happening now. Are you investing in practices that support your well-being, like setting aside 10 minutes, maybe even every day, to reflect, right? To take those breaks throughout your day, organizing your tasks around your energy peaks. That's important too, knowing like when you have the most energy. Maybe adopting mindfulness techniques to stay present and focused. Or are you overwhelming your calendar with busy work just so that you stay busy, so that it looks like you're busy, but it's not really serving what you're striving for? Again, saying yes to things, being all over the map and saying yes to doing things every single day. And then when you look at your calendar, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't do all of this. I found myself there. I did. I'm talking from experience. That's why I'm talking to you about this. I found myself there saying yes to everything, so many different things, that I overwhelmed my calendar. So I really know how important it is to really use your calendar well, and make good use of your time and your energy, and being clear on, and so that you know what you're focusing on is in the now and can move the needle. So imagine someone like Liz, like I talked to you about her, who constantly felt overwhelmed. She was barely making it through her day. She decided to invest time in her well-being every morning. She decided to invest in her well-being by working with me. And then every morning she set her days up for success, making decisions around protecting her time and her energy so she wasn't giving everything to everyone with nothing left over for herself. And she was no longer pouring from that proverbial empty cup, because she made herself a priority. She wasn't making, she wasn't like just getting into burnout anymore, and then having to try to replenish it again. Instead, within weeks, she noticed she was more productive in her work. She had more energy to enjoy her family. She felt more balanced for the first time in years. And that small investment of her time gave her back hours of focused, intentional living each week. When you invest in your time and your energy, the gains aren't just measurable in the tasks completed or the goals achieved. They really are seen in how you show up for your life with more confidence, more purpose, more balance, more joy, more gratitude. I mean, these are benefits that can support you. Again, it comes down to what you're willing to put in to get out of it, right? If you've been thinking about this for a while, meaning you've been thinking that things have to change because you're not feeling quite like yourself and you want more quality of life, where you have more energy and focus, and you truly step into the life you want, then I want you to take a moment to ask yourself this. What would your days look like if you had the energy to focus on what really matters? If you protected your time and energy, what could you gain by letting go of the overwhelm and investing in practices that support your well-being? Which brings me to my final point. How moving from overwhelm to empowerment has the potential to transform the way you approach life's challenges, enabling you to reclaim control of your time, energy, and joy. The most significant transformation you can experience is moving from a place of overwhelm to a place of empowerment, right? When life feels chaotic and you're stretched too thin, it's really, really easy to fall into patterns of reaction rather than intention. However, when you invest in taking care of you, you gain the ability, you have the potential to approach your challenges with clarity, with more focus and intention, even when things feel unpredictable. Empowerment starts with making yourself a priority. When you prioritize your well-being, you create the foundation for sustainable growth. Taking care of yourself, whether it's through intentional self-care practices like setting the boundaries, dedicating time for your growth, nurturing your mental and emotional health, that's going to help give you the capacity to show up fully in all areas of your life. This shift isn't about perfection, right? It's not about being perfect, because there's no such thing as being perfect. Nobody's perfect. No one ever will be perfect. It is all about progress. So imagine you're feeling energized enough to meet your responsibilities without sacrificing your joy. Picture a life where you have the confidence to say yes to the things that truly matter in the now, and no to what doesn't serve you, right? If it's not for this moment in time, it's not serving you. And so being able to say no, or not right now, that's the power of stepping into empowerment. It's about reclaiming control of your time, your energy, and ultimately your joy. When Liz decided to focus on herself and prioritize her well-being, she gained so much more than energy, and she gained the courage and confidence to step into entrepreneurship full time. She launched her own PR firm, and she also started another business with her sister, and found herself able to show up as a stronger, more confident version of herself, not just in her career, but also within her family dynamic as well. When she incorporated self-care as a staple in her life, she was no longer pouring from an empty cup. Instead, she approached her life, her every day, with intention and purpose. She's making decisions that align with her values and her vision. Really, the key takeaway here is that empowerment isn't just about avoiding the challenges. It's about redefining how you face them. When you invest in you, you're giving yourself the tools to create balance, to reclaim your time and your energy, to build a life that feels fulfilling and aligned. It's your opportunity to move past the overwhelm and to step into the life you've always envisioned. So before we wrap up, I want to share a simple yet powerful framework you can use to assess the potential gains of any investment that you're considering, especially how it's going to affect your time, your energy, your resources. Because I know right now, time is our most valuable commodity. And right now we're ending another year. We're 7 days out, right? Or 8 days out from another year ending. We are December 23rd, and 8 more days from now, we are going to finish up the year, and we hope to finish it strong, right? But sometimes we get in our own way thinking that, oh, if we didn't meet goals or things that we wanted, we're not where we feel or believe we should be, then we actually start to think that we're not good enough, that we messed up somehow, or that life is just, this is the way the cards that life has thrown at me, and I'm just not going to ever make it. And that's not the truth. That's far from it. Looking back at your life, you can actually see the growth if you took the time to do it, because there's always growth. So I call my framework, it's called the Empowerment Decision Formula. Is designed to help you to make choices that align with your vision and support your growth. So the first one is, what do you need to thrive in your life right now? This question is going to invite you to take a step back and reflect on where you're at today. Thriving means different things to different people. So take the time to consider what thriving looks like for you. Is it having more time for your family, right? Because maybe you have been working so much and you haven't been able to spend time with your family, enjoying, and you've missed some really valuable key moments that you can't get back. Or maybe it's feeling energized to pursue your passions, creating balance in your daily routine. I'm good. Creating balance in your daily routine, identifying what you truly need is going to help you have that clarity and a sense of direction, helping you to prioritize the areas of your life that matter most to you. Sorry about that. My husband was coming in. Second question you can ask yourself is, how do I feel when I think about the potential transformation? Really important to actually tap into your feelings. When you imagine the outcome of investing in yourself, like, what emotions come up for you? Do you feel excited? Do you feel hopeful? Are you inspired? Or does fear or doubt pop up? This step is really about tuning into your intuition and acknowledging the positive possibilities that lie ahead. If the thought, though, of taking action fills you with a sense of purpose or motivation, right, it is a sign that the investment could lead to meaningful growth. But if fear or doubt come up, that could be a sign for you to go deeper into the questions so you can get to the root of the fear and or the doubt that could possibly be making you hesitate in saying yes to opportunities that could potentially change your life for the better. Because a lot of the time we do get in our own ways, because those self-doubt questions can start to pop up. And if we're not aware of them enough to stop them from becoming that hamster wheel of going round and round our head, and instead taking a moment to stop and breathe and think about the question of where is this coming from, then we're gonna stay on that hamster wheel and keeping ourselves stuck. And that fear and doubt doesn't necessarily have to be the truth. It just could be that you are stretching and growing, and that new thing you're afraid of because you're not sure, you don't know what the outcome is. Of course, we don't have a magic ball. We can't see into the future, but maybe that's what it is that fear of not knowing what the outcome is going to be. Maybe I'm not going to succeed at it. But there's always a lesson learned, no matter what. If you don't succeed in the outcome that you want, there's always a lesson in there that you can take for the next round of going back and tweaking something and then trying again. Transformation really does start with envisioning what's possible so that you allow yourself to feel that potential fully. And the third question to ask yourself is, will this decision support my time, energy, and my fulfillment in the long run? This question is going to help you assess the practicality and sustainability of the investment of whatever it is, that opportunity that came your way. You want to ask yourself whether the decision is going to help you create more time for what matters most. Will it help you to protect your energy from unnecessary drains? And will it help you align your efforts with a life that feels fulfilling, joyful, grateful? Long-term success really comes from making those intentional choices that not only benefit you in the moment, but they also set the foundation for continued well-being and achievement. By using this 3-step formula, you can approach these the types of decisions about self-improvement, self-development, right? Investing in you with more clarity and confidence, ensuring that the actions that you take today move you closer to the life that you truly desire. Again, imagine what your life could look like if you made the decision to invest in your well-being as a high priority. What could you gain in terms of personal growth, success, quality of life? When you invest in you, when you do the work, you put in the time and effort, the potential for the gains are high, because you're not just protecting your time and your energy. There's that potential for building your confidence, for getting more clear on your purpose and the why behind it, and for you setting yourself up to live life on your terms. The cost of not investing is really simple. It's staying stuck where you are. But the reward of taking action is actually moving forward, creating a life where you feel empowered, fulfilled, and in control. So the real question when faced with an opportunity to invest in yourself is not, can I afford this? But rather, can I afford not to allow the potential to gain these incredible rewards for my life once you've gone through the 3-step formula? As we approach the end of 2024, I want to remind you that this is a powerful time to reflect, reset, and realign with what really matters to you. Every step you take towards prioritizing your well-being, investing in your growth, creating intentional change is a step towards a life of balance, fulfillment, and success. Remember, you have the power to make choices that serve you and set the tone for an incredible year ahead. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.